Here's another one that's in there. I'm actually going to skip ahead, and again, credit where credit's due to Frank Abusek and Mike Lane, possibly some other folks over in Australia. They built a little model that basically takes color infrared imagery and looks for blue swimming pools in that data. So if I have a 2D view, I've got some color infrared imagery, and I want to find these swimming pools in this data. So what we do here is we do some indice operations, some nice criteria selections. We do some clumping and basically sieving. Swimming pools tend to have a minimum area and a maximum area. So I sieve out everything that meets the blue water criteria but is outside the range of a swimming pool, get rid of those. But then I do that convert to features again. So they're basically based on all my raster processing. I identify right here where the pools are, but I don't want a raster output. I want a vector output that I can use for analysis elsewhere. I also want to do a little bit more processing because, despite my best processing efforts, some of these raster clumps aren't swimming pools. They're the right area, but they're like spider shapes because they're actually the shadows on the tops of roofs. So what I do is I use convert to features to convert my raster polygons into vector geometries. And if you remember, I said I can continue to do processing. So some more new operators for 2016 are these measurement operators that are based on feature streams. I can measure area of all my geometries. I can measure the perimeter of all my geometries. I can then take those two measurements and do a compactness formula that for each of my polygons I measure how compact it is. How similar to a perfect circle is it, or how dissimilar. Get something that varies from 0 to 1, and then I can filter out, based on that compactness attribute, all the non-compact features, so the rest should be swimming pools. So if we now go ahead and click preview, let's go ahead and delete my inputs, perhaps check to make sure I have, in this instance, got the right outputs. I think I do. Go ahead and preview. That's going to go ahead and push through this model relatively quickly, and then once it's done, here it goes, so that's done. I can drop my raster into the background, and we can zoom in, perhaps close that one. Now you should be able to see, I love that there's an aircraft going ahead here, going overhead. Where did you now see my detected swimming pools coming up in the preview. So very good, and this probably warrants, I missed one, error of omission, but very few errors of commission. And that's probably what I want to do here. These things haven't been identified as blue pools and so on. So very powerful new capability based on spatial modeling and the joint ability to do raster and vector feature-based geometry processing as well in the one spatial model.